Hello there guys, welcome to Luna's World and another flight request video. This time we're in the UK. We've had a request from Steve Walton and we're going to be flying from Cranwell in Lincolnshire up to Waddington. Cranwell is an RAF field, so and we're going to fly north up to Waddington. Relatively short flight. We're going to take in the scenery, we're going to fly nice and low and check it out. So there's no buildings at this airfield, so it's not modelled at all. Let me just quickly show you. And there's kind of a road going through the taxiway there, so that's kind of interesting. Also interestingly, it says in the settings that it's a grass strip, and yet we've got a concrete runway here, so I don't know. I've never flown in or out of Cranwell, so maybe you could let us know, Steve, whether it is a grass strip. So yeah, looking forward to it. It's about midday, just after midday, 1:30 in fact, and it's quite kind of foggy, which is pretty accurate. We've got a lot of fog around at the moment in the UK. Disrupting a lot of flights. But other than that, should be relatively... Does the taxiway just stop here? No. Hard to see. There's another road there. A little bit weird. There's sort of graphical anomalies in this airfield. To be expected, I guess. It's such a small airfield. I don't know. I think it's small. Anyway, don't know. Right, flaps. So while we're lining up, I'll talk about another video. So in the previous flight request video, I mentioned that I'm going to redo the New York Miracle on the Hudson video, which I'm still absolutely going to do. I had a go at doing it today, and basically there are too many issues with the Jar Design A320 is not meant, the version that I've got is not meant for X-Plane 11. They're working on that as we speak. So there's a few little bugs that I can't seem to get around, so I'm going to wait until they release the X-Plane 11 version. It makes sense to do that, and I'm happy to report that the scenery is working absolutely fine. So yes, I'm going to wait until they release the X-Plane 11 version of the really quite stunning Jar Design A320. Okay, here we go. Take off power set. And 80 knots. And we're up. Climbing out at about 70 knots. And as I said, we're going to fly fairly low because it is quite foggy today. Flaps up. And we want a good look at the scenery down below to see whether this reflects true Lincolnshire. Pretty nice. Even the traffic have shadows. Look at that. Very cool, very cool. Alright, we're not going to fly directly to the airfield right now because we'll be there very soon. We're going to just sort of have a little fly around, check out some of these little villages over to the left here. This would be a great part of the world to practice your emergency landings in. Lots of fields to choose from. As you're flying along, really, especially in VFR, you're always looking down for areas where you can possibly land if the worst happens. Well, at least I do. That's what we're taught to do. So you're always aware. So if an emergency does happen, you've already kind of got a good idea about what you might want to do. So let's lose a bit of altitude here, just for some fun. Coming back off the throttle. Again, you wouldn't really do this in real world. You would basically avoid as much as possible flying over populated areas. It's just standard sort of practice. Not only that, it's the noise as well. So there we go, there's a little village. I can't tell you what village it is. Got some kind of a school there by the looks of it. Pretty nice though. Pretty nice. Okay, we've got some power lines ahead, so we need to be slightly careful about that. You can see it's pretty misty and murky. See if we can climb up a bit, see what happens. But yeah, it's quite a few flights being cancelled out of Gatwick, I think, because of fog. Pretty standard at this time of year. Other than that, it's a really nice day to fly. It's kind of very, very light winds, 3 knots from the southeast. Relatively warm for this time of year. Pretty nice. Lots of fields around. Just going to see how they depict the nighttime, because it's with the lack of lots of buildings here, it's going to be very, very dark. I'll try and do this with all the videos. So I'm holding down K, and it seems to be Shift K makes it even faster. So yeah, so that's pretty much middle of the night. Very disorientating. Not many lights at all, and therefore IFR, sorry. All night flying is IFR. Certainly in the way you approach it. Well, I have to say, not a great deal to look at, but then Lincolnshire is full of fields and, you know, dotted villages around. We'll see what Waddington looks like. It's dead ahead, actually. I don't know if we can see it. Let's just jump outside. Obligatory action shot there. There it is, dead ahead. I mean, really nice textures, despite there not being a lot of scenery around. I think the ground textures are really convincing. Look really, really nice. Again, it would be nice, let's just go back into the cockpit, it would be really nice if they modelled seasons and stuff, but, you know, maybe they will. So we'll fly over and do a bit of a letdown. I don't know the procedures of this airfield, but generally speaking, fly over at about 1,500 feet. I'm sort of making that up, but that's usually between 1,000 and 1,500. Doesn't look like there are any buildings modelled in this airfield either. So pretty stark scenery, I have to say, viewers and Steve. So Steve, let me know if that is accurate. I'm sure it's not as accurate as it should be. But then, you know, like I said in a previous video, one of the great things about X-Plane is that people in the community can add scenery. It's not something I've ever tried. I might try it, I don't know. I fly a lot out of Waddington, which is Peterborough Business Airport, I think it's called. Very, very small airport. Concrete runway, but very small. With one or two buildings, a big hangar, and then a kind of main building. So I might, I'm going to hopefully be there over the next few days. So I might actually take a few pictures maybe and just see what it's about, how you actually make the scenery in the scenery developer thing. See how easy it is. If it's a case of kind of moving blocks around, then I think I could probably do that. I'm not a programmer, so I don't have those kinds of skills. That's pretty nice. Forests and the hedges and yeah, very nice. Trying to move the mouse out the way for you. Can you enjoy the scenery a bit more? Love the way the light reflects on the wings there. Really nice. Okay, let's do a turn and we'll head over to Waddington and see what we can do with the landing. Hopefully we can do the landing. But let's see what kind of a landing. Hopefully it'll be a smooth experience for everyone. We will see. So yeah, the next flight request video is going to be up in or down in down from here anyway, in Oxfordshire, and we're going to fly from Enston Airfield, and we're going to sort of head on a southeast direction over to Oxford to check out the city of Oxford and see if they've mapped or modelled any of the university buildings and cathedrals and churches and stuff like that. So we'll check that out, and that's a request from Adam Ingberg. So thank you very much, Adam. Yours is coming up next. And where are we going after that? I can't remember. I've got a list of the ones that I've seen, and that list is, I'm happy to say, growing. So again, as ever, if you've got a request, do make a comment and let me know where you want me to fly. Stage a flap here. Bearing in mind, you know, these videos are, again, I think I say this almost every video, but they are supposed to be short little insights into these particular areas, and I hope that comes across. You know, I think this is the first flight that I've done where we've gone from one airfield to another. So I'm very, very happy to do that. Or I'm happy just to sort of circuit around and check out a local airfield. You know, either way works well for me. Alright, I'm just shut up talking for a second. I'm not doing a very good job of this. Okay, that's a bit better. A bit too high, to be honest, but never mind. Relatively short runway here, but we'll try and hey. Oh, bit bumpy. Not a great landing. Didn't blow a tyre though. If you land too hard, you actually blow a tyre and all that kind of stuff. It's really good. Flaps up. And yeah, no buildings at all here. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe Steve, if you know this airfield and if you know Cranwell, maybe you could have a go at adding some buildings in. I don't think it's that tricky. I think it's relatively straightforward. At least I hope it is. We had another request to fly over Birmingham. Apparently the night lighting is incredible, so again we'll be doing that very soon as well. So looking forward to that, and we've since had some other requests. I think Sydney, Australia is one. Can't remember. I've got my little notebook with them all written down. So do keep them coming in, and like I said, I'm going to try and get through as many of them as I can. Hope you find these interesting and worthwhile. I really do find it interesting from my perspective. And where I can, I'll try and give you information about the area and airfield as much as possible. Nothing too detailed because I'll be obviously researching it from Wikipedia and stuff like that. So yeah. Okay guys, well I'm gonna park up here since there's no buildings, and parking brake. So I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope that's given you some idea about what this area is like. I don't think it's massively accurate, but yeah, Steve, maybe you can let us know. Hope you've got something out of it, and yeah, keep your requests coming in. Please like and subscribe, it really does help, and really do appreciate you being here, and I'll catch you next time. Thanks guys, take care, bye.